In today's video, we are going to look at the motion of the trail knee throughout the time and space of the backswing. So, you perhaps have heard that the trail knee needs to remain bent, or perhaps heard that it needs to straighten, or you've never heard anything about it and you're just not sure. Again, knowledge is power. If you know exactly what you're meant to do, what to expect, how to do it, you've got a much better chance of achieving it and taking it forwards with your own game. So let's have a look at this trail knee. Golfing Machine talks about standard knee action as the bending of the lead knee, the straightening of the trail knee throughout that backswing motion. At some point during the 90s, it started to be in vogue to teach golfers to remain as you were at setup with the trail knee and to rotate your upper body against your lower body like so. And the idea was that this would be a little bit like a spring that you're coiling, and because you've then coiled it to its max with your upper body really fighting the lower body, it would then spring forwards and help you generate more speed. Now, in reality, of course, our muscles don't work in that way, and that is not the case. All it does is it stops you from hitting the ball anywhere near as far as you potentially could. So, very often, people are told they're not fit enough, they're not supple enough to make a good golf swing. In reality, I've never seen a golfer who couldn't make the basic moves involved in a golf swing, except for not having the right awareness, the right concepts in their minds, which were then limiting forces on what they were doing. So, if you think of this trail knee, if I keep it completely locked and bent as it is set up as I make my backswing, you'll notice that without turning my hips, I can't make much of a shoulder turn, maybe 45 degrees in relation to where I started off. So if I want to be able to make a fuller shoulder turn, I need to start to straighten this trail knee. So if I do this again, so club across my chest, I'm going to keep it locked in position. I can only turn this many degrees. If I start to incrementally straighten this leg a little bit as I keep going, you'll notice suddenly I'm able to increase the amount of turn I have so much that I've been able to go past 90 degrees. And I'll be very honest with you, when I'm doing that there, I don't feel stretched, I don't feel coiled. It feels relatively simple. It's not putting any strain on my spine. I'll do this again. I start to straighten the trail knee. I can really wind up a significant amount. So in reality, it's not a case of your shoulders turning 90 degrees. A lot of that rotation comes quite simply from the hips. And the hips can turn because your trail leg is starting to straighten. So that's a big part of the rotation. Then some, of course, is at the trunk, and then some of it is actually at the shoulders. As you protract, retract, that's created probably 30 degrees of shoulder turn as well. But the key concept I want you to understand is the trail knee has to lose flex. If I do this from down the line, I'm in position. I'm going to keep this knee bent, it stays still. I can only turn this much. If I keep going incrementally, I keep straightening the trail leg, I can rotate way past 90 degrees with my shoulder turn. So the lesson of the story here is that the trail leg, as you make your backswing, has to straighten some amount in order to enable you to make a full shoulder turn. What does this mean? It means that different clubs will need different amounts of straightening. So if I'm in position and I've got a wedge in hand and I'm only going to swing back the left arm parallel to the ground, I don't need anywhere near as much as if I've got a driver in hand and I need to wind it up, so to speak, load the catapult to be able to create more potential speed. But the bottom line is, again, you have to straighten the trail knee some amount during your backswing in order to be able to make a full shoulder turn. So if you're a golfer who feels like you're not hitting the ball far enough, you're not supple, flexible enough to do that, then quite simply flex the lead knee, straighten the trail knee, and the more you do it, the more you're going to be able to make a fuller backswing and a fuller turn, so that you can propel the butt of the club further behind you, so that you can create more speed as you're hitting the ball. As I said, different clubs require different amounts. Now, as an add-on to this, if you want to make it even easier because you feel like you're potentially still struggling a little bit, very simply take your right foot, your right heel, and place it 3 inches behind you. That way you've already done some of the turn and you're in place to really make that fully loaded backswing. Again, when you're looking at my picture there, you can see how much that trail knee is extended. And this is what happens. So if you look at the best players through the ages, the longest hitters out of them always straighten the trail knee more. It's part and parcel of being able to create that speed. The shorter the hitter, the less you tend to see that happen. So you will absolutely see different amounts of knee flex in different players, but the enormous majority of the time, those who absolutely do hit the ball the furthest will straighten it out the most. And you can see the pictures I'm flashing up on the screen here. So please do not be afraid of the concept of straightening your trail knee. It's been exhibited by the world's best players through the ages, no matter what their school of thought, because it's just a very simple biomechanical principle that's enabling you to propel the butt of the club far enough to be able to hit the ball far enough to play the golf course well. So you're aware now the trail knee has to straighten. I've told you how if you want some additional help, you can put the trail foot back a few inches. Likewise, make sure when you're doing this, you have your feet turned outwards. Again, if you have your feet perpendicular to your target line, it makes it very difficult and the hips do have to rotate. And as a result of that, if you're rotating the hips against this knee being fixed in position like so, with the foot straight out, it's putting a lot of torque on this knee and the knee doesn't want to rotate. It only bends and straightens. So make sure you turn it outwards to make it much easier and much more comfortable for yourself. So I'm in position, feet are turned out, right foot's back a little bit. From here, it becomes so easy as you straighten this trail leg to make enough of a turn to hit the ball further. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you have any questions, then please do let me know in the comments, and please do like and subscribe to my channel. It will help you with your golf moving forwards and it will help me with my channel. Happy golfing.